Making more money didn't fix my finances, and it probably won't fix yours. Now, I am going to give you the 3 steps I took towards actually fixing my finances when I made more money. But first, story time. So a few years ago, that's where this story begins. I was doing good. I had paid off a bunch of debt, and I was kind of living very comfortably. I felt good. I wasn't going out as much, but I was still enjoying my time. And things were just good. And so I was doing that for a while. And then, as you do when, with time passing by, I was ambitious. I was trying to do better at work, and I was trying to start side hustles, and things started working out. And, the pay at my job got bigger, and a few businesses I was trying to start ended up working out, and I had a cleaning company, and things got better over time. But as I was making more money, I really started struggling with the fact that it was a little bit more difficult to say no to things. People would ask me to go out, for drinks or to go out for dinner, and I kind of wouldn't have an excuse not to go in my own head because I was making more money. And it got to the point where between like the side hustles and my job, I was almost making double the money I was making the previous year. So naturally, as you do, I started going out more. I started, just spending more money. And it almost seemed like like I don't even remember. Like, it was so crazy because you just start going out, you just start spending more, and then the trap of, another new car comes in because it's, I'm still saving and investing the same amount I was last year, so it's okay, for me to use my extra money to have a nicer car, to do things like that. But the problem with that was I did that for like another year and a half, and I realized that I wasn't making any progress. So let's just use simple numbers here. Let's say before I started making more money, I was making $4,000 a month, and I was, investing $1,000 a month of that. And then I started making more money. Let's say, within a year and a half, I was making, between my pay raise and my side businesses, I was now making $8,000 a month. Well, in my head, I thought, well, as long as I keep saving that $1,000 a month, I'm doing the right thing. And I think a lot of people think that. So you start spending the extra $4,000 a month, and it goes quick between like going out to eat every weekend, and that's $2,000 right there, and then buying another new car, there goes $1,500, and then the insurance, and then the gas, and it really adds up. So basically, at the end of that year and a half, I looked at my bank account and I was like, whoa, like, I'm making so much money. How did I only save $16,000 a month or in that time? And it was a real eye-opener, because I know that saving $1,000 a month is a lot of money, and that's a real accomplishment. But if I just didn't increase my lifestyle, if I didn't let lifestyle inflation hit me so hard, that number would have been so much different. We're talking about $5,000 a month. Now that's a big difference, that I could have been saving $5,000 a month. And so it was that day that I realized lifestyle inflation is a real thing, and it's probably one of the worst things you can let happen to you if you're in that lucky position of increasing your income. So in today's video, I'm going to give you the 3 things that I did after that realization. So the first thing I did, which seems obvious, but it takes a lot of work, and it's not the easiest thing to do maybe for your ego, was I started living basically off of my old income. And I had to do a few things to get to that point. Like, I had to pay off the car to make sure that I didn't have that car payment anymore, and that sucked because that was a large amount of money that I had saved up. And I stopped going out as much. But basically, I just that old amount, I had it in my head, and basically in my head that was all I made, and I was gonna invest the rest that I made. And it's tough because it wasn't just that fixed amount. Like, I kept making more money as I started doing other little side hustles, and I started, the private investigation business started making a little bit more money. So, so every time I made more money, I had to keep in my head that money's not for me. That money is to invest. And the only money that's for me is that original amount that I was living off of. Second thing I did, which I was already doing, but now I kind of upped the limits of what I was doing, was I just made the investing automatic. So the moment it hit my bank account, the moment any money above, let's say it was the 4,000, anything above the 4,000 instantly went into my brokerage. There was no messing about. There was no, I'm going to use this for now and then I'll do something later. No, none of that. It just instantly went into my brokerage account. And honestly, in my opinion, that's the best way you can do it, because if it's automatic, you're always going to invest and you're not going to ever spend the money. And thirdly, I don't know, I stopped caring what other people thought. People asked me to go out to eat. I was just like, no, I'm okay. I'm gonna eat at home. People, asked me to, do things, go to travel. I was like, yeah, nah, not really. I just didn't care, because in my head, I was doing the thing that was important to me, and that was building my future. And it's still one of the things that's most important to me. I'm not gonna pick a vacation or eating out at a fancy restaurant over me living comfortably and feeling comfortable with my finances. So I hope that that makes sense for you. And if you're in that position where you're making some more money, but you're not really increasing your investing and savings, you're more increasing your lifestyle, that's not going to end well. I was there, and honestly, I kind of wish I could just take it back, because what was the point of spending so much money eating out, that you're never going to get that back. So yeah, I hope this helps. Later.